Radford is an independent city in the U.S. state of Virginia. As of the 2010 census, the population was 16,408. For statistical purposes, the Bureau of Economic Analysis combines the city of Radford with neighboring Montgomery County. Radford is included in the Blacksburg-Christiansburg-Radford Metropolitan Statistical Area. Radford is the home of Radford University. The Radford Arsenal is nearby in Pulaski and Montgomery counties. Radford City has 4 schools: Machaga Elementary, Bell Heath Elementary, Dalton Intermediate, and Radford High School. City Council. History: Radford was named for Dr. John B. Radford. Dr. Radford's home Arnheim was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2002. Radford was originally a small village of people that gathered near the New River, which was a major draw to travelers for fresh water and food while traveling west. The town had a major population increase in 1854 when the Virginia and Tennessee Railroad came through. A large depot was placed at Lovely Mound because of his strategic positioning between the eastern and western parts of the state. The actual station was not on Lovely Mountain, located on the southwestern side of town, but Lovely Mound was a known mountain, and naming the station this would help people to remember the location of the depot. The railroad depot caused the population of Radford to boom. It also caused a major increase in the amount of trade and business in the area. Radford became a railroad town. The original name for Radford was Lovely Mound because of the location of the depot. The name was changed in 1891 to Radford. Radford, or at least the train station area, was called Central Depot because of his central location halfway between Lynchburg and Bristol, Virginia of the original railroad, the Virginia and Tennessee Railroad. From 1900 to 1930, many companies came to Radford, including an ice company, a creamery, milling companies, piping, and preserving plants. In 1913, Radford was selected to become home to State Normal School, a women-unregistered trademark S college. The school would later, in 1924, become Radford College, and then in 1979 would be renamed Radford University. The presence of a college brought even more attention to Radford, causing even more population growth. Indiana, 1940-1941. The U.S. military decided to build a manufacturing plant for gunpowder and other ammunition needed by the military. Thus the Radford Army Ammunition Plant, or the ALll Arsenal as it would come to be called, joined the railroad and Lynchburg foundry as major employers, creating a huge influx in population. Many families moved to the area. Housing for the arsenal was built in specific areas of town, and these neighborhoods still exist today. Monroe Terrace, Radford Village, and Sunset Village. Today these are Radford unregistered trademark S main residential neighborhoods. The railroad ceased passenger service through Radford 1971 as personal transportation moved to the fairly new interstate highway system and the airways. However, the railroad route through Radford is still a major component of Norfolk Southern Railway's Roanoke to Bristol route. But, Radford no longer needed the railroad passenger service to survive. The James Charlton Farm, Ingalls Bottom archaeological sites, and Ingalls Ferry are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Glencoe Museum Glencoe Museum is located in west downtown Radford overlooking the New River. The house was built in 1870 in the 19th century Victorian style, specifically Second Empire, and serves as a home for many artifacts concerning the beginnings of Radford. It was the postbellum home of Confederate Brigadier General Gabriel C. Wharton. It is a large, 2-story, 5-bay, brick dwelling, and originally had quite extensive grounds. The original house had a barn, chicken coop, smokehouse, and an ice house. The name Glencoe is thought to be inspired by Anne Wharton unregistered trademark S ancestry. Her family was originally from Scotland. The house didn't unregistered trademark T appear on Radford unregistered trademark S tax records until 1876. It took a very long time to build a house of its size and grandeur in the 1800s. The house was kept in the family till 1996 when, after being deserted for 30 years, the house was given to the city of Radford. The house and grounds were donated by the Colmorgen Motion Technology Group. The house was converted into a museum to show off pieces of history found in Radford. There are many Native American artifacts in the museum that help us understand the new Rivera Euro unregistered trademark's importance to the Native American culture and way of life. In Glencoe, a person can find some of the original blueprints for the city and pictures of Radford from the past. There is also local sports history exhibit and an exhibit on how the river impacted life in Radford. The New River exhibit also includes a lot of information on ferries, steamboats, and other modes of transportation used on the river. Glencoe Museum is a very popular attraction for school field trips and visitors who are trying to find out more about Radford. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 2000. Local attractions: Radford has 4 parks: Bissett Park, Wildwood Park, Riverview Park, and Sunset Park. Radford also has 2 movie theaters, the Glencoe Museum, and a Farmer Euro unregistered trademark's market. Bissett Park is the largest of the 4 parks, located on the New River. It stretches 57 acres. Bissett Park was named for David Bissett, a major contributor and overseer of parks and recreation in Radford. Bissett Park is located in the center of town across from Wildwood Park. Sunset Park is located in the center of the west end of Radford. Riverview is used mainly for soccer practices and, like its name suggests, is also located on the river and in the west end of Radford. Wildwood Park is a wildlife and plant reserve for the city. Wildwood Park Wildwood Park is located in the center of town. The park separates the west or industrial side of Radford from the eastern side where Radford University is located. The park contains extensive walking and biking paths. The park is used by Radford High School for biology classes. The biology classes perform a great quantity of animal, plant, and stream test including a tree population and species observation, clean stream testing for federal use, monarch butterfly observation, spring wildflower observation, and observation of exotic species. Conley Euro unregistered trademark's run flows through the park and provides great crayfish hunting for the passerby during the summer months. Wildwood Park is the only perfectly preserved place in Radford. With limited exotic species, no buildings or sports fields, and many walking and biking trails, the park represents the way Radford looked before the coming of the railroad. Wildwood Park is a very quiet place where many types of native animals like birds, raccoons, opossums, skunks, and groundhogs decide to make their homes. In the spring, people travel from all over the state and sometimes country to see the wide variety of wildflowers. Geography: Radford is located at 37 degree 7 euro squared 39 euro cubed n 80 degree 34 euro squared 10 euro cubed w. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 10.2 square miles, of which 9.9 square miles is land and 0.3 square miles is water. The New River runs along the southeastern edge of the city. Weather and climate history equals. The worst river flooding in Radford's recorded history occurred on August 14, 1940 with a slow-moving tropical depression. The 1940 hurricane season produced 8 storms, 4 of which were hurricanes. Around August 5 of that year, a tropical storm was detected along the northern Leeward Islands in the West Indies. The storm brought wind gusts of 44 miles per hour to San Juan, Puerto Rico as it moved northwestward. By August 6 it began a turn to the north while producing rough seas in the southeastern Bahamas. 4 days later on August 10 the SS Maine off the southeast coast measured hurricane-force winds and the storm began movement again toward the northwest. The storm made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane on August 11 at approximately 4 p.m. near Beaufort, South Carolina. Winds reached 73 miles per hour in nearby Savannah, Georgia. As the Georgia-South Carolina hurricane of 1940 moved inland, record rainfall amounts were observed from South Carolina north through the Smoky Mountains and into southwest and central Virginia. The storm meandered along the Cumberland Plateau region as rain began falling in Virginia on August 13. The mountainous terrain coupled with extremely slow movement from the now tropical depression produced tremendous amounts of rain. Copper Hill in Floyd County, Virginia received the highest rainfall in the state, 17.03 euro. The United States Geological Survey stream gauge across the New River from Bissett Park measured an all-time record height of 35 feet 11.5 inches, which is nearly 22 feet above what is considered flood stage. Residents in low-lying areas were forced to evacuate their homes, and both the former Burlington Mills and the Lynchburg Foundry manufacturing plants were shut down because of high water. The road leading from Radford into Pulaski County towards Claytor Lake Dam was inundated and impassable. Thankfully, no deaths were reported across southwest Virginia, but several $1 million worth of damage occurred. On October 18, 2011, a sign recognizing the historic flooding was dedicated in Bissett Park near downtown Radford. The sign was donated by local resident Anthony Phillips, a hydrometeorologist from Snowville, Virginia, and installation was sponsored by the National Weather Service and the United States Geological Survey through the High Water Mark Project. The project helps raise awareness of flood risk by installing high water mark signs in prominent locations within communities that have experienced severe flooding. Adjacent counties Pulaski County, Virginia, west, Montgomery County, Virginia, east. Demographics: as of the census of 2000, there were 15,859 people, 5,809 households, and 2,643 families residing in the city. The population density was 1,615.2 people per square mile. There were 6,137 housing units at an average density of 625.0 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 88.21% white, 8.10% African American, 0.25% Native American, 1.43% Asian, 0.03% Pacific Islander, 0.49% from other races, and 1.51% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 1.16% of the population. There were 5,809 households, out of which 18.8% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 33.9% were married couples living together, 8.9% had a female householder with no husband present, and 54.5% were non-families. 32.0% of all households were made up of individuals, and 8.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.25 and the average family size was 2.78. The age distribution, which is strongly influenced by Radford University, is 12.9% under the age of 18, 44.0% from 18 to 24, 19.6% from 25 to 44, 14.3% from 45 to 64, and 9.2% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 23 years. For every 100 females there were 83.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 81.6 males. The median income for a household in the city was $24,654, and the median income for a family was $46,332. Males had a median income of $33,045 versus $22,298 for females. The per capita income for the city was $14,289. About 6.9% of families and 31.4% of the population were below the poverty line, including 10.8% of those under age 18 and 9.4% of those age 65 or over. However, traditional measures of poverty can be extremely misleading when applied to a community with a large proportion of university students, such as Radford. Local sports accomplishments: in 1947, Radford had its first and only professional baseball team, the Radford Rockets. John Dobbins was the first black football player for Virginia Tech. Radford High School has won 36 ALll state titles. Radford's 1971 and 1972 high school football teams were undefeated and won over 26 straight games. The Bobcats won the AA state title 2 years in a row and they were considered one of the top high school football teams in the nation in the early 70s. Virginia Tech head football coach Frank Beamer was an assistant coach for the 1971 AA state championship Radford Bobcats football team. Norman G. Lineberg is legendary in Virginia for coaching the Radford Bobcats from 1970 to 2006. He retired from coaching football after the 2006 season with 315 wins. Lineberg has the second most wins in VHSL football history behind legendary Hampton coach Mike Smith. Former Radford High School standout Darius Nichols was a basketball player for the West Virginia Mountaineers. Nichols is famous in Mountaineer lore for hitting the game-winning three-point shot that sent the Mountaineers to the NIT championship game in 2007. He also holds the school record for the most career games played and most tournament games played all-time, tied for the school record for the most all-time postseason tournament games played, and the NCAA record for playing 141 games without fouling out. Radford High School athletic state titles: 2013 Class A Boys Outdoor Track and Field, 2013 Class A Boys Basketball, 2012 Class A Boys Cross Country, 2011 Class A Boys Basketball, 2011 Class A Girls Basketball, 2009 Class A Boys Basketball, 2008 Class A Boys Soccer, 2007 Class A Girls Soccer, 2007 Class A Boys Soccer, 2007 Class A Boys Cross Country, 2005 Class A Girls Basketball, 2002 Class A Girls Tennis, 2001 Class A Girls Tennis, 2000 Class A Girls Tennis, 1999 Class A Girls Tennis, 1998 Class A Wrestling, 1998 Class A Girls Tennis, 1998 Class A Boys Tennis, 1998 Class A Boys Track, 1990 Class A Girls Track, 1989 Class A Girls Track, 1988 Class A Girls Basketball, 1988 Class A Girls Tennis, 1985 Class A Girls Tennis, 1984 Class A Girls Volleyball, 1984 Class A Girls Basketball, 1983 Class A Girls Basketball, 1972 Class A Football, 1972 Class A Boys Outdoor Track, 1972 Class A Boys Indoor Track, 1971 Class A Football, 1963 Class A Boys Tennis, 1949 Class A Boys Basketball. Climate: the climate in this area has mild differences between highs and lows, and there is adequate rainfall year-round. According to the CAR paragraph PPEN climate classification system, Radford has a marine west coast climate, abbreviated CFB on climate maps. Notable people: Richard Harding Poff, U.S. Representative and Senior Justice of VA Supreme Court. Richard Nixon's choice for nomination to the Supreme Court, he withdrew his name before the nomination reached the Senate. The Gregory brothers, musicians, comedians: John Dalton, former Virginia Governor, James Hoge Tyler, former Virginia Governor, James Clinton Turk, United States District Judge and Minority Leader of State Senate, Theodore Roosevelt Dalton, United States District Judge and two-time Republican candidate for governor, Glenn E. Conrad. United States District Judge, Mike Williams, Major League Baseball relief pitcher, John Ripley, United States Marine Corps Colonel and winner of the Navy Cross, Kevin Hartman, Major League Soccer goalkeeper, Margaret Skeet, oldest living American 1878 to Euro 1994, Paul Washer, Christian missionary and evangelist, Sonia Curry, volleyball, Virginia Tech, Antoine Marcel Crawford, award-winning poet, author, architectural designer, Radford High School. See also, National Register of Historic Places in Radford, Virginia. References. External links: City of Radford, the Roanoke Times Regional Section, Radford News Journal, newspaper site, New River Voice, non-profit online newspaper, Radford University website, The Tartan, Radford University student newspaper.